Heyo, Plyman here. It has been a crazy week. Actually, a crazy 8 days. I have a son. His name is Robin. Robin Aries, and my last name. And I'm so happy. I'm amazed. It's so cliche to say that when you have a kid, everything changes. And in a weird way, I feel like the cliche is correct, and it's also a cliche. It is both things at once, and it is amazing. My wife did amazing. I mean, to do the short breakdown, I went to work on a Friday, and I got the company truck, arrive, and wifey's like, hey, water broke. And we had been anticipating this and oh my gosh. So quickly had to figure out, okay, take an Uber. Haven't done Uber in years. Take an Uber, go get my car, go pick her up, take her to the hospital. And then the craziness really began, which was we were in the hospital, in labor, I think that's the term, for 36 hours. Really 34. I mean, but at that point, at that amount, you're kind of splitting hairs. And the short version is we were going for a vaginal birth, and we couldn't do that. It just was not worthwhile for the safety of our kid and the safety of mom. It was not worthwhile. So we went with C-section, and the people at Kaiser Permanente, they were really good. For the most part, there were some weird people, but generally it was good. Our doula, Mimi, at least that's what I call her, she was amazing. And most importantly, my wife. The amount of pain I can't really fathom. I'm tempted to do one of those things I know will fail, where it's oh, you gotta feel what women feel like. My wife, her scale of 1 to 10 was ridiculous. And she finally got to that point where she's like, nope, cannot do this. And it wasn't her that decided, for the record. It was health reasons. It was not her pain, it was just health reasons. So anyways, we did the C-section. That was an experience, and weird. And then you have the other half. So it's the hospital thing is already we had my wife's family there, kind of taking shifts, going home, coming see her, being there for her. But really it was just mom doing mom's job, and then the doula there, and I'm there, and I feel like I'm just a wet blanket. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm here. I'll help with whatever. I'll go home and take care of the animals. And that's another thing is I felt like not only did I have it easy, but I had some sense of time, because day and night I have to go and feed the animals in the evening and feed them in the morning. So even though I stayed at the hospital and I slept there, on there as much as I could, not much. But yeah, so for almost 3 days, 2.5 days, my wife got no sleep. She got 2 hours of sleep. I got 6 hours of sleep. I don't think the doula slept at all, other than 15 minutes here or there. Again, my wife, amazing. Doula, also amazing. Me, I feel like my contribution was way down here. But I also want to give love to my wife's family, and frankly, there is so much importance, if you're giving birth, to having people close to you that you care about being there, even if it's just getting Starbucks or just being in the room. It's so nice to have people there and enjoy that experience with you. That's just my experience. So then we get to the next phase, which was fascinating, and they don't tell you about it, where you're welcome to the hospital, perpetual waiting room. And we were in there because of the cesarean section, I think for 3 days. And it's oh, cool, now we have the baby, and great. But now you have a litany of different nurses coming in, or a doctor coming in at all hours. It's within 1 hour of each other. They're bah, 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 bah. So mom's not getting any sleep again. and we're trying to deal with this newborn that we don't know anything, and trying to make sure the newborn's fed, and like dealing with that stuff, and like what do we do, and it was like 60% helpful and wonderful news and awesome, and 40% leave us the heck alone. I'm tired. Mom is beyond exhausted. Like, oh, just get out of the room. Let us just have a moment. Ugh. And, you know, I've heard of people like, oh yeah, bring a book. And I'm like, dude, I couldn't do anything. I could barely do anything even on my phone. I felt like all of my attention needed to be on my wife and what she needed to better facilitate. And I'm not knocking people that are like, yeah, or guys are like, yeah, I just got, well, that's kind of weird. If you're getting, you know, drunk or whatever while your wife's, that's a weird thing. Anyways, so I finally got out of the hospital, and, you know, I loved it. It was cool. But, oh my God. And I have to say, our baby is adorable. I know everybody thinks their baby is adorable, and I respect that. And they're wrong. They're not wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. Their baby is not adorable. Only mine is. Now, their baby is adorable, and it is trippy. I didn't know that this was a thing, but like, I saw a Yellowstone episode. So granted, TV show. I don't know how valid it is, where basically they talk about how the reason why kids look like their dads is nature's way of making sure the dad doesn't like kill their offspring because it looks like them. And it's eerie how much this child looks like me. Thankfully, he seems to have a full head of hair and like his mom, so that's great. Hopefully he won't have my receding hairline. But he's handsome. He's amazing. He's got all of his digits and all of his toes. And he's just wonderful. And it's awesome. Like, part of me feels weird I'm making this video instead of like hanging out with my kid. But there was like so many elements of the leading up to the birth and the pregnancy and whatever. And I think in later videos, I am going to start a new tread, which is just like dad life. That's not what I'm going to call it because that's other people. But anyways, sorry, I came up with a name and I can't remember right this second, but I'll think of it before I post this video. But yeah, just like, it's amazing. It is so amazing to like learn stuff and like, oh, this doesn't work and this does work. And, you know, just like, oh, hold your baby this way. And I'm like, oh, that's so amazing. And conveniently the baby loves it. And just, and all the gifts and the wonderfulness and like having people give diapers and wipes so we don't have to worry about it, or wipe warmers, which by the way, wipe warmer, super cool. And then like there's, oh, we're going to purify all of our stuff. And then we like try doing that for a day and a half, 2 days. And we're like, oh my God, this is exhausting and annoying to just like steam clean everything every time we use it. It's like, ah. Anyways, so I don't know if we're going to keep doing that, but probably not. And yeah, I don't know. I felt like I had a lot more in-depth things to talk about, and maybe I will as I go along. But effectively, this is Dad Life, day one. Not really day one, but part one. And yeah, it part of me wants to, I'm like excited to go back to work because I don't like not working. And the other part of me is like, I just want to be here with my kid, and I kind of wish I had been better before having kids, so I had passive income and I didn't feel like the crunch of like, oh, I need to work to like pay bills. So I don't know. I don't know what the overall thing to say is other than, hey, having a child with someone you love is super awesome and super amazing. Oh, those of you who noticed, I was watching something and I missed it. I have many more. I just forgot to put one on. I'm still married. I love my wife. She knows. Anyways, but I highly suggest being in a relationship with someone you love and then having kids with them. I think it's amazing and beautiful. I don't know if we're gonna have more. I hope we do, but it's, you know. And there's something else I will say is like, there is tremendous value in being there with your partner. And something I kind of like slipped in the crack, and it was a realization today. I don't like asking for help. And I shared a story about my mentor, I think. And I realized my wife was like, yeah, well, I don't either. And like, for some reason, the way she said it or whatever, it like clicked for me. I was like, oh my God. Because there's been so many times in the last like week where I'm like, babe, just ask. I'll happily do this. And it's been there throughout the relationship, but for some reason it didn't click. And frankly, this week she's been so focused on the baby. It hit something in me where it's just like, oh, don't need to ask her permission to do it. Just do the thing that she needs and try and like listen, which is something a good employee, if you're a good employee, if you're an employee, that's what you would do. It's like, look and see, evaluate the situation. Hey, what's needed and wanted, and then do it, right? And so it was weird to like realize, oh my God, my wife doesn't like asking for help. She doesn't need to ask for help. I should just do the help. Now, obviously that can be ridiculous or whatever. I'm not saying be a slave to your significant other, but there is, especially if they're in a bad spot, if they're dealing with something really intense or, whatever, giving birth in this case, it's part of your responsibility to rise to the occasion. And I'm not saying I did. I don't know. But our baby's born, our baby's happy, our baby's healthy. My wife is happy and healthy. And as a little side note, I think that I can be funny sometimes. And it's weird because I try to be funny on this videos, but not really, like 1%. But what's fascinating is like, I've made my wife laugh, but because of her C-section, her abdomen is like not doing great. And she basically was like, please don't make me laugh because it hurts. I was like, okay, yeah, sorry, won't. I'll try not to. And I just keep making her laugh, not all the time and not intentionally, but there's something to be said for that, where it's just like, oh, okay, I guess I am funny without, it's like a weird like, my wife actually likes my jokes because my jokes are now causing her pain. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you pain. I love you very much. Now here's another. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like a weird thing. But yeah, I'm happy. It's great. I don't know if I'm going to post them on a video. I might have Carrie while I'm doing a video or something. I'm going to do more videos. Oh, final note. And then my wife, amazing today. So so we got a new kid, which means lots more pictures and videos and stuff like that. But unfortunately, my phone is like, hey, dude, you're like at max capacity, basically. You're 99%. Oh, okay. And I tried downloading a thing where it's like, we can transfer over to your exterior hard drive. I'm like, cool. Oh, yeah, but you need to pay us. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then I was like, iTunes, Apple was like, oh, you have to update everything. I'm like, I can't even update because it's so much space. Yeah. It's a whole thing. And my wife was like, babe, you just need to transfer like this. It's very simple. And she didn't make me wrong at all. She was just like, no, it's just you just do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So all that is to say is I have less of an excuse not to make videos because I was concerned. I was like, I don't have space. I don't know what I'm blah, 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 blah. So I am proceeding to put the videos over there, and then I'm going to probably notate them and then put them on Rumble, which is going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, do that. So they'll also be on Rumble and have a database of them. And yeah, and a lot of them are not good videos or whatever, but that's not the point. But this is also another step towards doing a podcast and doing things like that and getting more tech savvy and getting more stuff. Because I don't have all the stuff, and I know that it's there, and I know it's accessible and affordable within reason, and I just don't have the tech savvy on it. So, but first things first is like, cool, get the phone less full, because it was pretty much 99%. So get it less full, get rid of all these videos, put them somewhere else, and then I can keep doing that. So I'll keep making more videos. I have been reading stuff and listening to stuff. I will say this, it's gotten slower this last week because paying attention to modern news or even books. I was just like, I don't really have time. My head is like full. So anyhow, we'll be doing more stuff. That's it for now. Plaidman out. Love you. Bye-bye.